Ever heard about the $2 bill? It's real, but people often doubt its value because they rarely see it. Its rarity often leads to misconceptions, with some even questioning its existence. But does its infrequent appearance make it any less valuable? Of course not. The $2 bill holds its value, regardless of how often it's seen or how many understand its worth. This brings us to an interesting comparison. Let's consider our self-worth. Much like the elusive $2 bill, our self-worth is real and valuable, even when it's not immediately recognized by others. We all have intrinsic value, inherent within us, regardless of external validation or lack thereof. Think about this. Just because the $2 bill isn't as common as the $1 bill, does it make it less real? No. Similarly, just because others can't see your worth, it doesn't mean you're any less valuable. You don't need to be seen by everyone. You don't need to be understood by everyone. What you need is to understand your own worth, your own value, and hold on to it. Your value isn't determined by how much you're seen or recognized. It doesn't fluctuate with popularity or acceptance. It's steady, it's constant. It's like the $2 bill, unique and valuable in its own right. Remember, you're not a counterfeit. You're not a figment of imagination. You're as real as a $2 bill, as valuable as you believe yourself to be. You're not defined by how often you're seen, how frequently you're acknowledged, or how widely you're understood. You're defined by your own worth, your own value, your own uniqueness. You're a $2 bill in a world that's used to seeing $1 bills. You're different, rare, and valuable. And that's something to be proud of. Because being different is not a drawback, it's a strength. It's a testament to your individuality, your unique place in this world. So remember, just because people don't see your worth doesn't mean you are not valuable. Remember the old watch my grandfather gave me? It looked worthless until I discovered its true value. Ah, that old watch. It was a dusty, dingy thing, its leather strap worn thin, its face scratched and dull. It was so old school it didn't even have a digital display. Just two hands ticking away, marking the relentless passage of time. To the casual observer, it was a relic, a leftover from a bygone era. You could probably find something similar at a yard sale for a couple of bucks, but it was far from worthless to me. You see, that old watch had a story. It was a tale of resilience and endurance. It was a symbol of a time when things were built to last, not to be replaced. It was a testament to my grandfather's hard work, his dedication, his belief in the enduring value of things. And in a way, it was a mirror. It reflected back to me my own worth, not my worth as others saw me, but my worth as I saw myself. It reminded me that I too was more than what met the eye. I too was not defined by my surface scratches and dings. I too had an inner value that was not dependent on the passing whims of fashion or the fleeting approval of others. That old watch taught me that our worth is not determined by our appearance or by how others perceive us. It is determined by our character, our resilience, our ability to keep ticking, keep going, even when times are tough. It is determined by our belief in ourselves and our understanding of our own value. And so I wear that old watch with pride. I wear it as a reminder of my grandfather and his enduring values. I wear it as a symbol of my own worth, my own resilience, my own belief in myself. Just like that old watch, your worth is not determined by what others think, but what you know about yourself. Have you ever thought about how much power self-worth holds? It's like a hidden superhero power that we all possess, but not everyone has discovered yet. Imagine self-worth as an invisible shield. It's a protective barrier that you carry around, deflecting the doubts, criticisms, and negativity that life throws at you. With this shield, you're able to remain resilient, regardless of the challenges you face. The strength of this shield is determined by your self-worth. The stronger your sense of self-worth, the more resilient you become. Now let's talk about confidence. Confidence is the suit that the superhero wears. It's the outward manifestation of your inner sense of self-worth. When you have a strong sense of self-worth, you radiate confidence. You walk into a room and people notice. Confidence isn't about boasting or bragging, it's about knowing your own value and not being afraid to show it. But here's the real kicker. When you have a strong sense of self-worth, you become less affected by negativity. It's like you have this internal compass that always points to your true value, no matter what anyone else says or thinks. You're not swayed by others' opinions because you know your own worth. Let me share a personal anecdote. A few years back, I faced a difficult period in my life. I was doubted, criticized, and faced negativity from all directions. But I put on my suit of confidence, picked up my shield of resilience, and faced those challenges head on. I didn't let the negativity affect me because I knew my worth. I knew that I was more than the criticism, more than the doubts, and it was my sense of self-worth that got me through that period. So, remember, your self-worth is like your own personal superhero power. It's your shield of resilience, your suit of confidence, and your compass pointing to your true value. Your self-worth is your personal power. Wield it wisely. Have you ever been on a roller coaster? That's what it's like when you seek validation from others. Imagine being strapped into a seat, heart pounding as you climb towards the sky. One moment, you're soaring, the wind in your hair, feeling invincible. The next, you're plummeting towards the ground, bracing yourself for impact. That's the thrill of the ride, the adrenaline rush. But would you want your self-worth to be just as unpredictable, just as volatile? You see, when you depend on external validation, you give others the power to control your emotions. Your happiness becomes a puppet, dancing to the tunes of other people's opinions. One day, you're flying high on praise. The next, you're spiraling down into self-doubt because of a single negative comment. Allow me to share an anecdote. Once upon a time, there was a talented painter. He created beautiful works of art, full of passion and emotion. But he never felt satisfied with his work unless it received praise from others. When people complimented his art, he felt like he was on top of the world. But when they criticized it, he would question his talent and feel dejected. His happiness was like a roller coaster, full of extreme highs and lows, dependent on the opinions of others. But the truth is, art, like beauty, is subjective. What one person loves, another might not. So the painter was setting himself up for a life of emotional turbulence by relying on outside validation to determine his self-worth. The same applies to all of us. Our worth is not determined by the number of likes on our social media posts, the compliments we receive, or the approval of others. It's determined by our values, our actions, and our ability to love and respect ourselves. Remember, life is not a roller coaster. It's not meant to be a series of extreme highs and lows. It's a journey, an adventure, and your self-worth should be a constant companion, a source of strength and stability. Seeking validation from others is like a roller coaster ride. It's full of ups and downs. Your self-worth should be a peaceful stroll in the park, not a thrill ride. Building self-worth is like constructing a skyscraper. It takes time, effort, and a strong foundation. Imagine you're an architect, and the skyscraper you're constructing is your sense of self-worth. To erect a towering structure, you first lay a solid foundation. This foundation is the belief in your intrinsic value, the understanding that you are worthwhile simply because you exist. Now, let's talk about the building blocks. These are your achievements, skills, and positive qualities. Every time you learn something new, conquer a challenge, or exhibit kindness, you're adding another block to your skyscraper. A crucial part of this construction process is self-awareness. Just as an architect needs to know the materials they're working with, you need to be aware of your strengths and weaknesses. Recognizing your strengths helps you build confidence, while acknowledging your weaknesses allows for growth and improvement. Consider this. Once I was terrified of public speaking. My knees would shake, my voice would quiver, and I'd forget half of what I planned to say. But I knew that if I wanted to build my self-worth, I couldn't avoid this fear. So, I started small. I practiced speaking in front of friends, then at small gatherings, gradually working my way up to larger audiences. With each successful speech, another block was added to my skyscraper of self-worth. However, just as important as constructing your skyscraper is maintaining it. This means practicing self-care, setting boundaries, and not allowing setbacks to topple your building. Remember, setbacks are not failures. They're opportunities for learning and growth. One strategy I've found effective is the power of positive affirmations. Each morning I look in the mirror and say, I am capable, I am worthy. It might sound silly, but it's a powerful way to reinforce the belief in your worth. Finally, it's essential to remember that this construction process is ongoing. Your skyscraper of self-worth is never fully complete, as there's always room for additions, improvements, and renovations. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is your self-worth. Ever wondered why some people seem to glow with confidence? That's high self-worth at work. Now, let's dive into the benefits that come with high self-worth. The first one, and probably the most noticeable, is an increased level of confidence. When you truly understand your worth, you're not afraid to express your thoughts, stand up for your beliefs, and step outside your comfort zone. You're not concerned with seeking approval from others because you know that your value doesn't depend on their opinion. You believe in yourself, and this belief is the foundation of your confidence. Let me share a story with you. Once upon a time, there was a young man who was constantly overlooked and underestimated. He was shy, unsure of himself, and struggled to make his voice heard. But he had a spark, a burning desire to make a difference. He began to work on his self-worth, learning to appreciate his unique strengths and accept his weaknesses. As his self-worth grew, so did his confidence. Today, he's a successful entrepreneur, unafraid to take risks and confident in his ability to overcome challenges. The second benefit of high self-worth is resilience. Life is filled with ups and downs, but when you have high self-worth, you're better equipped to handle adversity. You understand that failures and setbacks don't define you. They're just stepping stones on your journey to success. You're able to bounce back from tough times because you know that your worth remains constant regardless of the circumstances. Lastly, high self-worth leads to overall happiness. When you value yourself, you prioritize your needs and take care of your well-being. You engage in activities that bring you joy and foster positive relationships. You're less likely to settle for less than you deserve because you understand your worth. And this understanding fosters a deep sense of contentment and happiness. High self-worth is the secret ingredient to a confident and happy life. Remember, you are the only you in this universe. A masterpiece, a singular edition, a one-of-a-kind phenomenon. There is no one else quite like you, and that's your superpower. In this journey of self-discovery and self-worth that we've embarked upon, we've traversed through tales, through analogies, through the power of self-validation, the pitfalls of external validation, and the art of constructing our self-worth. All these narratives converge on one single point, one single truth: the immense value that resides within you. Let's take a moment to ruminate on this. Think about the $2 bill, a piece of currency often overlooked, yet holding its value firm and unwavering. Just like that bill, your worth is not dependent on how others perceive you, but on how you perceive yourself. Consider the story of my old watch. Its worth was not diminished by time or wear, rather it was enhanced by the memories and experiences it was a part of. Similarly, your worth is not dictated by your past, your mistakes, or your failures. It is amplified by your resilience, your growth, and your ability to overcome. Ponder over the power of self-worth and how it can transform your life, drive your success, and influence your happiness. Remember that your self-worth is a fortress, a stronghold that protects you from the storms of external validation. Reflect on how building your self-worth is akin to constructing a skyscraper, brick by brick, with patience, persistence, and self-belief. Remember, every thought, every action, and every belief contributes to the towering edifice of your self-worth. And lastly, contemplate the benefits of high self-worth. It's not just about feeling good about yourself. It's about recognizing your potential, embracing your capabilities, and acknowledging your value to the world. Remember, your worth is determined by you and you alone. So make it count. You are the architect of your life, the author of your story. You hold the power to define your worth. Don't let anyone else hold the pen. After all, you're the only you in this universe. Thank you for your time. Please don't forget that life is a gift.